Introducing Encore, a revolutionary composite coating that resurfaces and protects your new or existing wood deck. You might be wondering, what colors can I choose from? It's simple. Your color choices are infinite. For each Encore kit, 1 gallon of exterior acrylic paint is added to the given contents found in the bucket. Simply choose your preferred color at your local paint department. You'll see there are 2 different components inside your Encore kit. 1 gallon of polymer resin, as well as 1 bag of an organic composite powder. It is easiest to blend the polymer resin and the paint first before adding the powder component. All 3 parts are then mixed thoroughly using an electric drill and mixing attachment. Encore gives you an accurate color match to the selected paint you choose. With Encore, your creativity has no limits. Perhaps you'll color match your shutters, or even contrast with your furniture. Before your project begins, it is very important to ensure that the wood is cleaned and prepared correctly. This deck was thoroughly pressure washed after a solid color stain was removed. The goal is to have a clean, dry surface that has been dulled from any previous treatment. Rusted nail heads and fasteners must also be treated with a rust inhibitor found at your local hardware store. You can read more about how to correctly clean and prepare your deck at Encore Coating's FAQ page. After the deck has been prepared and dry for 48 hours, it's time to begin your project. Encore Coatings recommends the use of pre-treat on every job. Pre-treat acts as a primer for Encore, ensuring a long-lasting bond between the wood and coating. Pre-treat is applied with a standard garden sprayer onto the dry wood. Within minutes, pre-treat will penetrate the wood and you will no longer be able to see its milky white color. At this point, it's best to apply Encore on top of the pre-treat within the next 10 minutes, while the pre-treat is still somewhat damp within the wood. Therefore, the most effective way to follow this system is to do 1 section at a time. Here we have begun applying pre-treat to the outer perimeter of the deck. Shortly after the pre-treat has penetrated the wood, a thick first coat of Encore is then applied with a brush. A second coat is applied with a brush after the first coat has dried. Once the perimeter has been coated, it's time to begin applying pre-treat to the rest of the working area. Again, 1 section at a time. For the interior working section of the deck, Encore is applied with standard paint rollers. A 1/2 inch nap roller is recommended. However, a 3/4 inch nap roller would be more effective for a more damaged deck with larger cracks. The main focus during application is to fill gaps and voids as well as possible. More severe cracks should be given special attention with a brush prior to the first coat to ensure the coating has made its way deep into the void. Using a brush is the most effective way to do this. The first coat of Encore should be applied fairly thick onto the wood. You will find there isn't an exact right or wrong way to apply the first coat. You may find that rolling Encore perpendicular or diagonally to the wood grain helps fill cracks more effectively. Again, this should be your motive throughout the application of the first coat. Depending on the climate conditions, the first coat of Encore should be dry to the touch anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes after applying. At this point, the second coat is ready to be applied. The second and final coat of Encore should be applied by rolling parallel or with the wood grain for a nice uniform finish. We're sure you'll be astonished by the transformation. Resurfacing your deck with Encore can be up to 86% less costly than replacing it with new lumber, while also saving you the time of annually staining and sealing. Isn't it about time you provide your deck with some real protection? Stop worrying about splinters and staining your wood every year. There's no other deck product that can provide the level of technology and value that Encore does. You should leave your newly resurfaced deck off limits to foot traffic and furniture for at least 24 hours while it's allowed to cure. To learn more about how to get an Encore performance out of your deck, ask your local retailer or go to encorecoatings.com. Lose your shoes and love your deck again with Encore.